Hello and welcome to this video on the social factor and its impact on performance in sport. At National 5 PE you need to be able to name different social subfactors, you need to understand what each of these subfactors mean, and lastly you need to explain the impact they have on performance. This impact can be positive or it can be negative, and because we're talking about the social factor, you're going to mention the impact that this has on your team or your partner. There are 4 factors which impact on performance, and today's video is going to focus on the social factor. The social subfactors that we're going to concentrate on are communication, team dynamics, and knowledge of role. Communication, well, this is all about successfully conveying or sharing ideas and feelings. This is about exchanging information between you and another person. This can be done verbally, which is done through speaking, or it can be done non-verbally, by ways such as pointing, eye contact, and body language. And all of this communication will take place during your performance. Some examples of communication in sport are alerting a teammate that you are in a free position to receive a pass. It could be organising a defence to sort out who is marking who. It could be speaking to your teammate in a game of doubles in badminton or tennis to alert them to the fact that you're going to hit the shot. It could be calling man on to a teammate if they have a defender coming towards them in football. Or it could simply be pointing to a teammate where you want the ball to be passed into. Here is an example of verbal communication from football. The goalkeeper here, Brad Guzan, is mic'd up so we can hear what he is saying.
I remember him as a young player coming into the national team camp. He's always been very vocal, very good organizing his lines. That was a perfect example of that.
Brad, you've waited a long time for this. 2007 you were in the league, first selected for the All-Stars. You didn't get to play that year. I should probably let you take this goal kick first, shouldn't I?
No, he's got to be able to talk to us and play a ball at the same time.
Did you guys get that on video right there?
Yes, we did.
Up we go, up we go.
Martinez on the move. As they come forward, Bernadeschi. And the first save of the night. For our co-commentator. Brad back with us. What are you seeing at the moment, Brad?
Hey, Mario! Stay. Lots, we're bringing the big lots. Come on. Francisco, right. Joe, first one. Miggy! Miguel! Hey! Miguel! Listo.
And Brad is back with us. Brad, what are you seeing at the moment? Spell of pressure in front of your goal.
Yeah, no, the guys have been great dealing with it so far, so it's been all right.
When the ball goes wide, as we've seen Juventus do it the last couple of times, what are you thinking and what are you looking at as a goalkeeper?
Yeah, obviously you're trying to organize your center backs to any strikers in the box. You want to make sure they're getting across the run, getting a body on them, so that if the ball does come in, we're able to deal with it and no free headers, you know? Yes, Aaron! Come again!
So there you can see Brad Guzan communicating with his teammates both verbally and non-verbally. Most of the time he's organising, so trying to get his team organised to defend a corner, a set piece or a throw-in. And then in the last clip there you could see him trying to encourage his teammate to pass back to him. On this next slide we're going to look at some examples of non-verbal communication in action. So there you can see 2 examples of Tony Cruz in the first clip and Robbie Keane in the second clip, pointing to teammates where they want the ball to be played and then going through on goal and scoring, which is going to have a positive impact on their team's performance. We're now going to move on to team dynamics, and this is how well you and your teammates get along and the relationships that you have with each other, and these will be used to help support each other during a performance. The most successful teams have got really good team dynamics. Team dynamics can take many forms, and some examples of this are shown on screen just now. It could be encouraging a teammate after they miss a penalty kick in rugby or in football. It could be covering for a teammate and filling in their position when they go forward. So, for example, if you watch Liverpool play football quite regularly, the midfielders have to fill in where the fullbacks would normally be when they go forward. It could be supporting a teammate to make an overload in a wide area in hockey or in football or possibly in basketball. And lastly, it could be filling in for someone else's position in the zone defence to make sure that your team is organised when defending. The last sub-factor that we're going to talk about today is knowledge of role, and this is all about having an understanding of your own position within a formation. If you understand your job in attack, this is going to help, and defence, this is going to help your team be more successful. This could be, for example, understanding what your job is as a right midfielder in football, knowing what you have to do in defence, but also what your job is in attack. It could be understanding your position within a zone defence and what your responsibilities are. And lastly, it could be knowing your positional duties as a full-back in rugby and making sure that you cover the backfield to stop the other team being able to kick into space, but also what is your job in attack and how you can join the line to help support the other attackers. At National 5 PE, you'll be asked to explain the impact that these sub-factors have on performance, and to do this, we're going to use the three-step process. We're going to start off by giving a specific and detailed example, and we should use language here like I or we, or even start by using the sub-factor. Then you need to then explain the impact this has on you as the performer, and we're going to use terms like this means. And then lastly, you need to explain the impact this has on your team's performance, so using phrases like this leads to. An example using the three-step process is shown on screen just now. Communication is important when defending a corner in football. This means I am able to organise my teammates to decide who to mark and to block their runs. This leads to our team being able to win the header and knock the ball upfield to set up a counter-attack. Thanks very much for watching this short video on the social factor.